Hello. Hey, Eric. How are you doing? So I did want to get started on my practice routine today fairly quickly. Oh, by the way, I am wearing this just to make sure that I have good posture at the computer. I do notice that my wrist acts up a little bit if I don't, so this is just like a safeguard. But yeah, I wanted to get started practicing sooner rather than later. So I'm going to start taking out my flute while I chat with you guys about my hand situation. If you guys may have seen me mention it just very quickly while posting the schedule for this week, the stream schedule for this week yesterday. So I got bitten by a mosquito on Sunday and my hand absolutely just swelled up. So this is a very normal reaction from me if I get a mosquito bite. I would say 8 to 9 times out of 10, the area around the bite will swell up like crazy. It's an unusual amount of swelling, redness. It's just bad. Now, if you look at my hands now, you will see that it doesn't look red anymore, but you can see just how much more swollen it is than my other hand. And I've had this since I was about 10 or so. That like this is how I react to mosquito bites. It gets pretty bad because it not only does it swell up, sometimes it hardens, and also the large area around the bite gets really stiff and it's hard to move. So when I was 10, I also developed fevers. It was pretty bad. It was a pretty bad situation. And John, I don't know why I never went to look up my symptoms, because this type of thing would always kind of go away in about like 2 weeks, 1 to 2 weeks. So I've always just kind of accepted it as like, I am weak to mosquitoes and this is what happens. And as it turns out, there is a very extreme high chance. I have not been diagnosed by a doctor, but I am like almost, if not assuredly 100% sure, I have something called Skeeter Syndrome. So Skeeter Syndrome, Skeeter syndrome. I'll look up the Cleveland Clinic article about it. So if you guys want to know what's happening to me, this is what's happening to me. Because like looking at the cause, the history of it, the symptoms, how you deal with it, it is 100% what happens to me. So I'm just going to put it in the chat for you guys, so anyone who's lurking can also click on it and take a look. I only am telling you guys this because I am very sure, I am so sure that when I'm playing, some of you guys are going to be like, Joe's left hand looks a little different. And also, if I complain of tightness while playing, that is why in my left hand. So yesterday I couldn't even like curl my hand like this without it absolutely hurting. It doesn't hurt today. It's a lot better. It was also super red yesterday. So I iced it a lot yesterday. Right now, it only starts stretching and hurting if I curl about this much. So that's not even fully closed. But yeah, this happened to me coming back from Italy. I got bitten quite a bit in Italy. And so it's not so much that I have an allergic reaction to the sting itself. I have apparently an allergic reaction to the proteins in mosquito saliva. Yay me. So this also happened to me in Singapore. This whole like swelling business happened on my ankle. So I was walking around with an absolutely crazily swollen ankle. I had thought that it was simply dehydration and, just generally feeling topsy-turvy from travel. But I think it's just this. So yeah, I haven't had a reason to show you guys or tell you guys before because it has never happened in a place that would actually affect my flute playing. But today, I do think it's going to somewhat affect my flute playing. So I don't actually know how much of an effective practice session I can have today. Today's it's a bit of a toss-up. Considering how much I've gotten better overnight, I'm thinking that tomorrow is going to be a lot better. So I was actually yesterday. It was bad enough that I was actually contemplating canceling today's stream, or at the very least turning it into a chat only stream, because it was that bad. So, but yeah, I woke up this morning. I'm like, oh, it's actually considerably better. It's still swollen as all heck. Because you should be able to see the bones in my hands, and you can't really see the bones in my hand here. Yeah, yesterday was bad enough that when I had my hand out like this, you couldn't even see any indentations of knuckles. So good on me. That's what's happening to me right now. Anyway, hello, Eric, Lilac, Flutes Are Yummy, Zero Hawkman, and Michael. How are you guys doing? On my end, I wish I was doing better, but it is what it is, and we're here to play and just kind of see what happens. There's not really much that you can do about it. If you guys look at the article about it at the very end, they do mention, oh, how do you deal with it? It's like, well, you just wait out 3 to 10 days. And in the meantime, you can just do things to make it feel better, but they're not cures or anything. So corticosteroids, which I am staying away from because I do not want it to be in contact with topical steroids, especially with my husband dealing with topical steroid withdrawal. I don't want any accidental transfer onto him, especially because this is my hand. And, you can take antihistamines, which I have been. So I am on an antihistamine right now. So I don't know how much of this, looking so much better today is because of it's being suppressed by antihistamines. I don't really know. I just know that I have to wait out 1 to 2 weeks. That's usually the case for me. So yeah, this happened in Italy. This happened in Singapore. Pretty much anywhere I go that would have mosquitoes, this is the type of thing that would happen to me. And yesterday, or that is the day before, over this weekend, we were up visiting our family and friends up in Vancouver. And out on a walk, this happened. And yeah, there ain't nothing you can do about it. It just kind of happens. So, yeah. I'm just gauging myself. Flutes are yummy. It is what it is. There's nothing I can really do about it, except wait it out. So it's not like I'm not used to doing that. Used to waiting, Hey, let's see. So Eric, you're doing pretty good. Getting ready to lead your sectional rehearsal later today. Let me know how that goes. I know we talked about it, but let me know. Hello, Victor. How are you? So, Lilac, you had an amazing master class with Mark Sparks. That's great. Last week during a week-long Summer Flute Institute. That is super fun, Lilac. Oh, wonderful. What did you play for him? I'm very curious. Very, very curious. Okay, I have here some decaf Canadian black tea. I am also trying to not eat too inflammatory things, because that can always make these types of reactions way worse. I made the mistake, because I wasn't thinking of it, I made the mistake of having a bit of alcohol on Sunday evening, and that was a bad choice. That was a bad choice. It made it more inflamed. It was so bad. So yeah, some bad choices were made, so I'm trying to make a good choice right now. Woo! La Flute de Pan Movement 1. Oh, that was a really pretty one. Oh, I love it. That's fantastic. Good. BNA Bound, hello. You finally managed to get in here before the stream ends. Yes, you did. And I just told everyone that I most likely have something called Skeeter Syndrome, which is just that you have an allergic reaction to mosquito saliva. Like the proteins, specific proteins in mosquito saliva. So if I'm lucky and I am bitten by a mosquito that does not have these proteins, I don't blow up. This finally explains why once in a blue moon I get bitten and nothing happens to me. But 8 to 9 times out of 10, this is what happens to me. Like, you see my whole hand is swollen? That's what's happening right now. Yep. So for anyone else who deals with this, just so you know, there's a name for it. And I'm sorry, but there ain't no cure. It's not contagious. There's no cure. Unfortunately, you just happen to be allergic to some proteins in mosquito saliva. Yeah. So I didn't even think that I could play the flute. I actually, one of the first things I did this morning when I woke up is I went into a flute position to see if I could even do that, because yesterday even doing this was hurting because it's so swollen and stiff, and like it's makes everything really difficult to move. But today is much better, so it is what it is. But yeah, that's the nerd in me. Was the first thing in the morning when I woke up, I was like, can I play? Because I could not do it yesterday. How long does it take for swelling to go down? For me, the swelling goes down in about a week. It takes about a week for it to go down. And then the second week, it's still red. It's smaller, but it's still about this big. Like, you know, a loony or toonie size if you're in Canada. US dollar coin size if you're in the US, something around there. Is usually around that big for the second week, and then by the end of the second week, it fades into hyperpigmentation, so like scarring, essentially. So I have a ton of scars on my legs from bug bites. Arms as well. So it's just, they fade over time for a very long time. So my very like long ago bug bites and scars have long faded, but they do fade into hyperpigmentation that lasts for a really long time. But I've just accepted that this is just how my body works. Like, I've decided that it's just not something that I really care about anymore. What I care about is the fact that I couldn't really play the flute yesterday. I mean, I did demo some things to my students. Like, towards the end, I couldn't stand it and I had to just pick up my flute and play. But yeah, definitely I was like, oh, I'm really feeling that when I'm like pressing the keys. It's like pulling on the entire swollen part of my hand. You know, BNA Bound, you're not the only one. I thought I was crazy. I thought my body was just weak compared to everyone else. I don't know really anyone else who this happens to. It's apparently fairly obscure. Like, if you scroll up, actually, let me pin the comment. I'll pin the comment for you so you can see. Okay, I pinned the message, which is Skeeter Syndrome. So you should see it right at the top of the chat right now. Yeah, and in fact, you can see it right here. So, you can go click that and read about it. That's exactly what I have. It's like on the dot, every single aspect of that article. That's exactly what I go through. But I just I didn't know it existed either. I just assumed that I was weak sauce, you know? Like, I just assumed that my body was super weak to mosquitoes, and this is just what happens to me. Yeah. But yeah, so every time I get a bug bite, it's always, to me, it's like, oh, I'm dealing with this for 2 weeks. Oh, well, you know, like, and it's gotten to the point where I'm just like, I just don't want it to prevent me from doing life. So I just kind of ignore it as I'm doing life. It's just that this time I could not ignore it as much as I normally do, because it was actually hampering my flute playing. You managed to go to that important event, Michael. That is fantastic. Yay! That's great. You had a lot of fun. But yeah, guys, I thought I was just weak. Turns out I actually have a syndrome with a name to it. Some people randomly grow out of it. Like you'll read in the article, some people randomly grow out of it. Some people don't. Some people develop it later. Um, Most people have it when they're kids, because when you're kids, you're still developing immunity to a lot of things. So this happens the most apparently to kids. But yeah, it for me, I remember it starting when I was around 10. I was literally sleeping in my own bed at home, and I woke up to like it had to be 5 or 6 bites on each leg. And these bites, essentially, they all did this. I even had bites on the bottom of my feet, so I could hardly walk. And like just the area around each bite was so stiff. Like, cause it hardens, it swells and it hardens. So like I could hardly walk, and I don't even know how we did it, but we were scheduled to go on a church retreat. So I ended up still going to the church retreat, and my friends actually had to help, like essentially my friends had to be my crutches and actually had to like help me walk around because I could not walk around. The scariest thing about that time was that there's like little legs of like, essentially, I guess you could call it looked like poison traveling up my veins. Um, so that was particularly scary that time. I also developed a fever, which is apparently one of the symptoms that you can get. So they did put me on antibiotics. The funny thing on the article is that it says that antibiotics don't actually help because it's not really, there's nothing to antibiotic. So, but we did what we could with the information that we had at the time. I was 10, so that was a really, really long time ago. But yeah, so now I know what it is. Because these days I'm just like, if I get a bite, I'm like, oh, that's 2 weeks of dealing with that, and then I will scar for years afterwards. That's just the way it is, Yeah. Cancel mosquitoes. Yes. Did you know that Singapore is actually doing basically a hashtag cancel mosquitoes? So there's apparently a project going on in Singapore right now, which is, I think they are trying to breed mosquitoes that either don't bite, or they're trying to breed mosquitoes that don't bite. I think that's what it is. So yeah, Singapore is actually on the project right now to do it. So BNA bound, a friend of yours was bitten by her dog. She had those lines traveling up her arms. Yeah, like I wonder if it is some sort of like horrific allergic reaction or just some sort of bodily immunity reaction to those proteins, So, yeah, doctors sent her straight to the ER. Yeah, so I was told that I would have to go to the ER if those lines traveled further up. So like they actually gave us a stopping point that like if it gets to this point and beyond, or if it just gets to this point, you have to go to the ER. So it didn't though. It didn't get to that point that they pointed out. So, and I actually did get better from it. So Zero Hawkman, you were from Singapore and you never knew that. Yeah, if you look around, there are a few signs, like as you walk around, there are a few signs here and there that say like, like mosquito something project. There's some sort of like they're doing some sort of breeding project to like I guess breed the desire to bite out of mosquitoes. So something like that. You guys can look more into it. Don't believe everything I say, okay? Because this is just from my memory of seeing the signs, but I did see a lot of signs about something to do with that. There is some sort of breeding program with mosquitoes in Singapore. Yeah, something to do with the saliva. Exactly. So, yeah, like my body just does not agree with the proteins in mosquito saliva. Who knew? So, but anyway, there it is. It's not horrifically red anymore, which is really nice. I was talking with one of my students and she was looking at me from her small like phone screen, and she said that from her phone screen she could see it. She's like, that's kind of alarming. And I'm like, yeah, it is, isn't it? But it's also kind of my normal, but it's just hampering my life right now. Yeah, I'm on the mend. It's what, the third day now, because it happened on Sunday morning. See, even doing this is stretching it right now. So like it happened on Sunday morning, and then it was Monday, Tuesday. So yeah, we are on the third day right now. And usually by the third day, it calms down to something like this, but it's still quite swollen, as you can see. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Exactly. Oops, sorry, not me. So anyway, guys, that's what that is. I am going to start playing. I did get all my music out, got the timer ready. I think we'll take it fairly easy today. I think with the technique stuff, let's see how my hand feels. If my hand starts to feel strained, I'm just not pushing it. I'm just going to change my mind and chat for the rest of the hour. Does that sound good to you guys? So let's do this. We will try. I need to just make sure that things don't fall as I do this. Okay, there are definitely some things shifting. So let me see how. Okay. All right. Things are okay. Oh, you guys can see my that does not look very professional. Okay, let me, give me a second, guys. I'm going to lower this so that I can play with my camera. So give me a second, guys. Okay, we need to lower this a bit. Okay, let's see if that's good. Because I adjusted this earlier. Okay. It's like almost good. Just gonna lower it just a... Okay. That's good. I'm still like very close up to the top though. Lifting it up just a hair. Okay, I think that's good. Let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Let's do a bit of this and see what happens. I'll rinse out my mouth. Cheers, Victor. I like that you guys are totally fine with it. I would not be able to stand it, seeing that light, peeking out there. Like, if I look back on my streams and saw that, I'd be like, no. Okay, shall we? Yeah, go ahead, Michael. We're here. We would love to celebrate with you. Okay, let's start the timer, guys. Yeah, good old perfectionism, exactly. Okay, let's see how we do. Hello, saxophone flutist. If you're wondering what that pinned comment is, it's just to explain why my left hand is so swollen. I'm allergic to the proteins, or specific proteins in some mosquitoes' saliva. And it causes a horrific allergic reaction. Ooh, ooh, that definitely pulled on that just then. Let's see. So this event is celebrating young adults who have Williams syndrome, which is a rare condition. I believe 1 out of 20,000 people have it. Abilities are very musical, very talkative, very playful. That's awesome. Oh, that's so sweet. That's really sweet that you guys are like celebrating that. I think that's really awesome. Okay, we are going to move down the list here because I have realized I've been spending a little bit too much time on some of this earlier stuff in the checklist, and I need more time for the Ibert. So let's do this. So we're doing, was it exercise 3 now? Is that right? Yeah, exercise 3. In the Moyse de la Sonorite, page 23, fullness of tone. So these are like dynamic exercises. Okay, so far, holding my flute in this way is not pulling on my hand, on the swollen part of my hand, so I'm okay with it. Oh, okay. I'm starting to get the hang of it, but I think this will take a few weeks. Hello, hello, Pauline and Arya. How are you guys doing? If you're wondering about the pinned comment and why this like is just so super random, it's because I have it, and I got bitten by a mosquito on this hand, so that's why it looks so swollen. But it's okay. It'll go away in about a week to 2 weeks, something like that. Okay? yeah, thank you. I'll be fine. It actually doesn't itch right now. Yesterday was really bad, and the day before. But yeah, now it's just swollen. So the swelling just kind of needs to come down over a few days. It's okay. It happens 8 to 9 times that I get bitten. I think there's only like a very small percentage of mosquitoes where I'm not allergic to the proteins in their saliva. Um, so, yay. I've just never had to bring up the fact that I'm weak to mosquito bites because it's never been in a place on my body that's hampered flute playing. But it definitely was yesterday. Like I could not actually hold the flute like in your kind of typical left hand position without it actually pulling on the swollen part, and actually hurting it. So yeah, I still can't clench my hand all the way down without it hurting. So yeah. Okay, I kind of like that one. We're getting there. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. Okay. I'll take that. I'm slowly learning more and more like how it feels for my body not to overblow. I think that's the big thing. So, okay, a little bit of circular breathing. Okay. I just realized I should get used to just pushing the air from down here in my throat and in my lower jaw. Getting used to pushing that out at the correct angle. Yeah, that's a lot better. Okay. We'll leave that. Excuse me. Oh, playing the flute really dislodges phlegm. Kind of disgusting, but it works. Okay, we are going to do now 480 exercises, Moyse 480, 160. Let's see, where are we? 160. Okay, cool. So just gonna make sure that my hand feels okay while doing this. Thanks, Pauline. Thanks, Henry. Yeah, that's what it looks like right now. I mean, it doesn't look like much until you compare it with the other hand. And then you're like, oh, yeah, that's pretty swollen. Like all of yesterday, I looked at my hand and it looked like a literal child's hand. Like with how chubby my hand was. It looked like a child's hand. Yeah, it is. So I can actually play the flute. I was just telling everyone that the first thing I did in the morning when I woke up was I went like this to see if I could like hold it in a flute position, which I can today. Yesterday I could not. Yesterday just doing this would pull on it. And I was like, I can't really play the flute like this. It looks like I have a filter on my hand. Exactly. Like no shadows except for, you can actually see the shadows on my knuckles this time. Yesterday, you could not actually see the shadows of the knuckles at all. Like that's how swollen it was. At least on the middle ring and pinky fingers, you could not even see the knuckles yesterday. It was pretty bad. Oh, thanks, Michael. Okay, here we go. Oh, quick question from Flutes Are Yummy. You want to buy Piccolo? Do you have any recommendations? Try a bunch. We can't really give you recommendations beyond the ones that are very well known these days. So like Burkhart, Palsonari, or the Burkhart Rizonas are really good too. Yamaha makes a good one. Dijau also makes some really great ones. There's a whole bunch of big ones out there that right now I'm kind of blanking on, but like there's a whole bunch more than that. But your best bet is to try them because they all respond very differently. And you just want like trying a flute, you want to make sure that you naturally play it fairly easily. You know, you don't want to be fighting against the instrument. Yeah. I hope that at least gave you a few names to look into. Okay, ironically, my lower notes are not feeling as like responsive today. So I do want to find them a little bit better. Okay, I think I found where they want to sit better. Cool. Okay, we shall leave that. I mean, it always could be better, but I just don't really want to force myself too hard today. Okay, we are doing 293 next. Which actually I'm going to update here as well. Let me do that really quickly. So we are going to do exercise 4 for Della Sonorite tomorrow, and then this will be 293 tomorrow. Okay, cool. So we've done that. Let's do the Ibert. We have a ton of time for the Ibert. This was ideal. This was exactly what I was hoping for. So we'll do that. We are at the top of the page right now, so I'm assuming that means that I need to go in order now for top of the movement, that is. So flutes are yummy. You're using a Yamaha flute. Definitely want to get an open hole flute, but you'll try. I really like the wooden ones. Yeah. So the wooden ones, there's a whole lot that you can try out there. Just make sure that it's within your budget. The flute and piccolo, whatever instruments you're looking for. As much as it always kind of feels like we're sort of rushed into purchasing it, there's actually no rush. So there's always going to be better models coming out in the future. There's always going to be better designs coming out in the future. So just really, make sure you stick to your budget, because, at the end of the day, I think that you'll enjoy the instrument more, especially if you're not under that kind of stress of money being tight or having a debt over your head, that type of thing. So, will I be playing the flute celebrating 4th of July? I don't think I will be, Victor. I'm probably going to be spending the day just hanging out with friends and family. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's start at the top of movement 3. I think for the sake of my hand, I'm not going to do the drilling, but let's do self-evaluation instead. So I'll play through once, give myself a verbal evaluation, what I like, what I want to change, what I want to improve, what I can focus on. And then if I feel okay enough, I might run it a second time. But if I don't feel okay enough, I'm just going to move on to the next section. So that's what we're going to do. Let's do it up. Okay, so I'm really working on not overblowing, and I definitely was in the beginning, so that's why I restarted, and that was better. But I definitely think I'm still overblowing a ton when I start the second phrase. So yeah, I think I do want to do this one more time. Yeah, better. And it also projected more because I did it that way. Good. Okay, a little bit slow for my taste, but my hand being the way it is, I'm letting myself go on that. Okay. Um, it's okay. I think I need to be more supported because I think the air speed and not wasting a lot of air was good, but I don't think I'm supported enough down here. So some of the sound was kind of wavering. But I think that's a good problem to have because the other issues were not arising. So I'm just going to do the middle part of this with more support. Okay, not the most comfortable, but I can definitely hear how it's a lot better when I'm really rock solid supported. So it could be that I've been distracted thinking of a whole lot of other things to keep in mind that I've dropped my support. So I think that's what's happening right now. Anyway. Oh, it sounds good to you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, we're going to keep going and I'm going to try and just make sure I'm nice and like really well supported throughout. I keep putting an A flat. Yeah, I keep sticking an A flat in there. So I need to remember that that one is just a little like the start of an F major. Okay, yeah, keeping my core support is much better, but it is taking away my attention from other details. So I think it's just a little bit of a balancing act for me right now. I do want to try the beginning of it because the tremolos felt different with that good support. Take that. I'll take that. We keep going. Okay, I need to scroll, but that felt good. Good support which allowed me to not blow so hard. I could last a lot longer, had more oxygen, hands were more relaxed. It's all just good stuff. Okay, we do the next big section. We'll have to go back and do that one. Also, I really need to get my Bluetooth music pedal. I forgot that this part goes on for a freakishly long time. So let me just, yeah, there we go. Okay. That's a little bit more maneuverable. Okay, we'll back it up a little bit. It's feeling pretty good, especially with the good support. Okay, I was putting my B flat lever down on the wrong note. So I think it has something to do with how I was writing this note here. So I'm just going to change that up a little. Okay. We're going to use the actual typing bit. Okay, great. I'll put that on top of that note. Okay, cool. There we go. Now my pedal works. Okay. Not bad. Oh yeah, swabbing is a good idea. Okay. We'll swab. And you're so welcome, Michael. We are happy to celebrate with you. Okay. Aside from the fact that I broke that up a lot because of scrolling issues, Not bad. I think what I'll do is go over some of those noodly bits a little bit more. Yeah, I'm going to go over the noodly bits a little bit more. And then we will we'll take it from there, I guess. That one's feeling better. Where did I get this swab? I originally got it from the San Francisco Flute Festival many eons ago. This is an original Roger Holman flute swab. Unfortunately, he no longer makes these, but you can get a very similar one by Valentino. And it is actually on the Flute Center website. You might actually be able to use my code as well, JAF. And yeah, so for now, I think the closest match to this is the Valentino flute swab. Yeah. Okay, cool. So here we go. I'm trying to find the exact spot where my fingers tie themselves up. And I think it's between the D and E natural. My fingers are taking turns coming down, which is really funny. Okay. another kind of discovery there is I did notice before that I would kind of drop the air as I was coming down. And it's more that I'm dropping support. If I keep my support all the way down, none of the notes drop. So, good to know. D to E transition, your personal enemy. Yeah. Jackie, hello. How are you? How is life, Jackie? I'm so sorry I didn't see your hello until now. Okay, here we go. Too high. I am really finding all the spots that my support just drops. Okay, I guess I'm focusing on that for the next couple of weeks then. I think I'm going to really focus on where I'm dropping my support and really like not doing that. Okay. Oh boy, I am really feeling every single time I hit the like moving notes, the slow moving triplets, I drop my support every time and have to like bring it back up. So I need to anticipate keeping my support going before I drop off of the long held notes into the moving triplets. Oh, okay. That's interesting. That certainly explains why I would have so much inconsistency in like how crystal clear the sound is. Okay. I might lift my E, my pinky off the E there, just to make that cleaner. I was trying the middle finger F sharp, but that didn't really make it cleaner. Okay, so with some more playing around, I think what might also be happening is that I'm not giving enough time for some of my fingers to move. As in I'm rushing, actually, just straight up. So I need to just give time for my fingers to move, and then it's fine. Okay, plus some good support. Okay, by doing compression exercises, I found where it's actually happening. So it's around the A's, actually, A flat. Okay, I can feel that that's more solid, so we'll leave that for other days to work out fully. Let's just blast through the rest of this. Okay. Definitely losing support. Losing support a lot. So I'm going to try that middle section again. Yep. Okay, so this is just a matter of reminding myself constantly to support. Okay, yeah, it's just a fine balance between like making sure I'm like, I think I'm right now pretending that I'm breathing from my lower core, and that's helping me constantly keep it engaged. But yeah, it's a little bit of a mind game right now. Okay. Keep going. Okay, not bad. The support is definitely there, but again, kind of distracting right now. So I'm fumbling some parts. Yeah. Okay. Last part. Okay. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Definitely there's still some parts where I can feel I'm like constantly having to remind myself to support, like get into that mini squat, tuck the butt in, support, because I'm kind of like sliding back. So, but in all, not bad. I'm actually okay with what we did there. We have a little less than 5 minutes to do some rapid as wildfire, so we will do that. Hello, good morning. Well, afternoon here. Susie, how are you doing? Would I ever try this on the bass flute? I don't know. Right now, I have no interest in doing that. Okay, here we go. I'm going to try the end of Rapid as Wildfire. Okay, the not overblowing is really, really helping because the just supporting enough makes it so that you don't have to overblow. I think what I want to find though are those really low notes. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there with like what I want to do with this. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm getting a little bit more flexible going up and down with where I need to resonate the note. I think I can still be a little looser on the low end is what I'm feeling. So we'll see about that in the next bit. timer has hit 0, so I am going to clean up now. But something that I haven't been able to do, which I feel like I am starting to do now, is really be flexible enough to go between like sticking out my lower lip for the high notes, and then actually relaxing my lips for going into playing low notes. So I have to, it's a bit of a trust exercise because I feel like I'm not even really holding an embouchure for those low notes. So I think that's what I'm going to, focus on in the next bit. But, I forgot to even put it down to the Genshin part. Sorry, guys. But we will put this back up here for tomorrow while I clean up. So, okay. So we were able to do, what am I doing? So we were able to do a good practice session. I am surprised and I'm very happy about that. So I'm just going to clean up now. For those of you guys who are dropping in and wondering why I have pinned a comment about Skeeter Syndrome, apologies to those of you who have been around for the entire stream and I just sound like a broken record. I do want to catch other people up though who are, have been hanging out for a little while and do not know why that pinned comment is there. I apparently, a very high chance, most definitely have Skeeter Syndrome, which is simply, it sounds scarier than it is. It's just that I'm allergic to proteins in some mosquitoes' saliva. That's all it means. So I got bitten on Sunday, so you can see how much more swollen my left hand is than my right hand. And I could hardly play yesterday. So I had concerns about whether or not I would even be able to play today. But as you guys can see, I successfully did a practice session. So I'm feeling really good and really happy. I was very concerned that I would not be able to practice today. But yay, I can. I healed enough that I can actually bend my fingers comfortably. So I didn't feel any pain whatsoever while playing just now. I do hope that you guys who are watching, even if something as silly as this, as silly as a mosquito bite, is causing you pain and discomfort while playing the flute, I highly, highly recommend that you guys just let yourself heal, give yourself a break, and it just in general is better for you in the long run if you just let yourself heal. So I did heal enough to play, so I'm really happy about that. If I was still hurting while playing in sort of a flute grip with my left hand, I would have changed today's practice stream into a chatting stream. So, but I didn't have to. So I'm very happy because there was just some things that I wanted to get done today that I finally did get to. I got to clean up a lot of the runs in the Ibert, worked on not overblowing, worked on supporting. So yeah, I am feeling really good. The constantly dropping support is doing me no favors. So that's definitely probably going to be my thing that I focus on for at least the next 2 weeks, and then we'll reevaluate to see where we are with that. But that is my evaluation for how today's practice session went. I just want to thank you guys for showing up and for keeping me company. And you guys are the best. I'm so thankful that you guys are in my life. I have a pretty packed schedule for the rest of today. I'll be teaching for this entire afternoon. So yeah, that's going to be super fun. And I'm so glad that I can actually play the flute today, because my poor students yesterday, there was like really no reason for me to cancel the lesson, because it's not like I was like out and completely down and sick. It was just that my hand has like swollen up. So I it made it really difficult to play the flute. So yeah, To any of my students who had me yesterday and are watching this, I am so sorry for yesterday. I'm a lot better today, so I wish that your lessons were today so that you could have a better lesson. But at the same time, it is what it is. Life happens. You don't really have control. So anyway, I'm done. Yes, great practice. Thank you so much, BNA Bound, for saying that. But yeah, seriously, you guys, please take care of yourselves to the best of your ability. I hope that me sharing about this can help you feel that you're not crazy. If you need to change plans for your practicing, for your instrument playing, whatever instrument it is that you play, if you get something silly like this and it prevents you from playing for a day or two, it's okay. It's really okay. I actually was legitimately going to change today's practice stream into a chatting stream if I could not do a flute grip with this hand. Turns out I can, so I could get away with it. I could only demo something to my students. I had 3 students yesterday, and I could only demo something in the last 10 minutes of the last student's lesson. So that's how bad it was yesterday. So you guys, like, really look after yourselves, okay? Like, if you can feel that, like, you can't do it, don't push yourself, okay? And I hope that I've been able to demonstrate that. So exactly, health first. I love you all so very much. Please stay happy, healthy, and safe. See you later, Lilac. See you, everyone in the chat. See you all. I will see you guys tomorrow for an afternoon stream. And yeah, I will take my leave now. Love you all so much. Take care, because there's no music without the musician. All right? All right. Later, guys. Bye.